So as we all know, Miss Ariane Curry posted a video of her son Maverick Knox bucking up on little sugar mama, okay?
Maverick, stop. Maverick, stop.
And I don't know if she did that intentionally. Some people feel like she did that to be sinister because she wanted to vex Melody and get up under her skin. But in any event, she didn't handle that situation correctly. She could have been like, son, you're a little boy, you don't hit girls, or you don't hit people, period, okay? But saying all of that to say, it made me think about an old video that I put up well over a year ago, and it's titled The Martell Holt Saga, Generational Curses. Can the sins of the father be broken? Okay, because I thought that this was definitely in keeping with everything that's going on right now. But the irony of this video is he was referring to his son Tank, his oldest son, that he shares with Dr. Melody Cherie. Okay, and in the comments in the old video that I did, people were under the impression that he was talking about Maverick, Knox, or whomever. But you'll see some images and some still clips that I put up, and it's dated back in 2020, I believe March of 2020. And at that point, he wasn't even conceived yet because he was born December of 2020, if I'm not mistaken, because he and Sugar Mama are almost like, an exact year apart, okay? Either Ariane was newly pregnant, may not have even been aware of it, or she was about to conceive, okay? But in any event, it's a foreshadowing of this little boy's behavior, okay? Because he's trying to say that little Tank has his demeanor, his personality, his character traits, as he talks about this post, as he reminisces about his own dad, I think, at the time. But let's listen to the video. And you drop down in the comments and you tell me what you think.
Rhyming. You've been blinded, looking for a style like mine, you can't find it.
Some people say that Martell Holt is downright criminal-minded based upon some of his past deeds and indiscretions, as well as some of the more recent things that he's done. Also, we do know that some of his family members have been incarcerated, namely his father and brother. Let's talk about bloodlines, lineage, and generational curses. Let's get into it.
All right, y'all. So the exact date is March 16, 2020. And again, I'm re-emphasizing this because on the actual video, the date was cut off. But anyway, let's get into it. Because real talk, he was trying to say that little Tank acts like him. Oh, no, honey. You manifested this little boy into the making, you and Ariane. Now, I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to speak ill of a child, so to speak. I'm just saying his behavior is very reminiscent of Martell's behavior, and hopefully they can get a hold of it quick. I'm just saying, the proof's in the pudding, trying to hit little sugar mama. Let's get into this.
Recent things that he's done. Also, we do know that some of his family members have been incarcerated, namely his father and brother. Let's talk about bloodlines, lineage, and generational curses. Let's get into it. So Martell posted, Thelonious Strickland, her dad, he was incarcerated for over 20 years, which was the majority of our lives. Although he was a hustler who went to prison for marijuana, he was and still is a good guy. The first picture is from a prison visit over 23 years ago. The second picture is definitely recent. As a kid, I didn't blame him for what I didn't have growing up. I really didn't realize that there were things I didn't have. I wasn't an angry kid because I didn't have a father, but I was bad as hell. My son is the same way, and I'm in his life 100% of the time. Okay, this is where I take issue with Martell. When the sins of our fathers visit us, we do not have to play host. We can banish them with forgiveness as God and his largeness and laws. Okay, my thing is, Martell, just because you are a degenerate, don't be speaking ill of your son and saying that he's 100% like you. We've seen little Tank on Melody's lives and even on your lives, and we've seen him on TV. According to you and Melody both, and especially we take heed in Melody's word, hell, little Tank is a gentleman. You yourself talk about how gentlemanly little Tank is. Hell, you call yourself a gentleman. But for you to say that your son is 100% like you, no, because you've done some dastardly shit. Hell, anyone can Google the fact that you were a party to a felony, not saying that you yourself got a felony, But some of your relatives, according to the article, your aunt and uncle tried to rob an ATM and you were the getaway driver. And Melody, as they say, had to write to the governor or whomever in order to get your record expunged, because I'm thinking at that point you were a college graduate. You seemingly had turned your life around for the better, okay? But some of the shit that you do, Martell, is just downright evil and diabolical. From the revenge P thing, the hacking of Melody's phone allegedly. Hell, we've seen how you treated her like ish on national TV. Now, as it relates to cheating, you did that for a good chunk of your marriage, right? Now, it's one thing to step out or tip out on your marriage and cheat, but then there's altogether something different when you allow your goddamn mistress to weaponize against Melody. So you triangulated them by having her harass Melody, allegedly online. Hell, why say allegedly? We've seen how she's come for Melody in her lives. She's tweeted some ugly ish about her. She's said some ugly things in recordings that we've heard, her talking to her girlfriends or whomever. So, it's a whole lot of ish. But again, let's circle back to Little Tank. So no, your son is not just like you. So when I think about generational curses, your father, as you just said, he was incarcerated for the formative years of your life. He was not there, okay? Yeah, and you yourself are criminal-minded. Some of the ish that you do. Yeah, always looking for the easy way out and always trying to get over. And the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. But the great thing about generational curses, they can be broken. So just like genetically, a child can inherit genes as it relates to how they look visually, weight, height, and things like that. Eye color, hair texture, all of that, complexion. They also can inherit personality types, their parents' temperament and character traits. Genetically, all of that stuff can lay dormant now. Some genes are dominant, some are recessive, meaning, say, if your parent was extroverted and just the life of the party, just really gregarious, versus a parent who's more introverted, a little bit more laid back, maybe that's not something that a child inherits, but yet they can pass that on to maybe their child, right? So I think we've all taken biology. Some genes are recessive and some are dominant. Just like, again, with personality types, which brings me back to your criminal-minded ass, okay? Because you ain't rap too tight, bruh, but we gonna pray for you. But the great thing about the Eminem kids, guess what? They got Melody Cherie's blood flowing all through their veins, honey. Yes, yeah. So they are covered 100 and 1,000%, okay? So luckily, all four of your little tykes seem to take after Melody in terms of their disposition, personality type. Yeah, and I just don't like the fact that you're speaking ill of your son, saying my son is the same way and I'm in his life 100% of the time. Little Tank don't come across the screen as angry or like some badass kid. Oh, child. Anyway, let me finish reading this. So yes, we were poor growing up, but my mom never complained, even with raising two boys alone. And to this day, she never made a negative comment about my father. She must have understood the game. So what in the hell are you trying to say, Martell? See, that's a jab and that's a subliminal toward Melody. She understood the game, your mama. Well, of course, a parent is not going to bash the absent parent because they want the child to form their own opinion as they grow up and be the parent of deadbeat because of not paying child support or an absentee parent for whatever reason. A responsible parent is going to allow the child to make their own opinion and not bash the hell out of them. So you trying to say that goddamn Melody bash you, talking about your mama understood the game. So you're wanting Melody to cover you, or you wanted her to cover you. Hell, you still want her to cover you and act like you're just this great guy, this great person when you treated her like purity-ish. And because of the love for you guys as children, she has covered you because she probably could have unloaded a clip a long time ago. Now it seems like all bets are off for the most part. For the most part, she probably could unload a little bit more, but she's done just enough to get you off of her ass for now. So let's continue. My father has been out of prison for several years and has been working every day and is now leading by example. It's not about where you are, it's about where you're going. But where you've been has given you the story of your life, so embrace it and have no regrets. Make your own way, be an overcomer, ambition is key. Change the narrative, be the example, be the leader. Let me stop right there. He says, be the leader. Words are key, words have power. And for him to say, be the leader, that means that he wants to be the only leader. Okay. And that's why he fought so hard with Melody, jockeying for position in the relationship, because he felt dim in her light, as opposed to letting them both shine bright, as opposed to wanting her to shine brightly. And then for you to aspire to shine brightly as well, you wanted to be the only star of the relationship. Okay. You wanted to be ego stroked and hero worship, be the leader. Child, he said, don't complain. Instead, figure it out and know that hard work is ahead. Push, push, push. Now go full speed. Certain things cannot be taught. It has to be in your heart to do. Hashtag fathers, hashtag dad, hashtag dad goals. Child, you ain't no damn body dad goal. You should not be anyone's goal, brother, okay? We'll give you a C for effort for wanting to be around your kids, but you sure as hell won't get an A or a B because you tried to poison them against their mom. You tried to take them during their formative years where a child needs both parents. You wanted to spite her and take the damn kids. Child, talking about some change the narrative. We know you like to change the damn narrative. Just like in true narcissistic fashion, you want the world to see you in a certain light. You want to be portrayed in a certain way, as opposed to standing in your ish, taking accountability and responsibility for who you are. Brother, you need to stay on somebody's couch, continue to seek therapy, and just kind of get through some of them demons. Because, baby, you know, it's pretty funny. And I think I said this in a video months back. I remember in one of the Facebook groups, a sister in a group, a woman, she said that she grew up with Martell's father, and she said that he was a bully. They used to terrorize the damn neighborhood. She said that his siblings were cool or whatever, but, you know, and I'm paraphrasing, but the father, I guess, was a menace. And so, yeah, so Martell, the apple didn't fall too far from the tree. Now, you said that your father is out of prison, and we've seen him on the show, and he's older now, so he is probably a lot more settled, and kudos to him for being a law-abiding citizen now. You know, it's not like he unalived someone. He, I guess, hustling, selling drugs or whatever like that back in the day, and we know that they tended to give African Americans harsh sentences for that, for something that's now legal for medicinal purposes, talking about Mary Jane, marijuana, okay? But just in terms of him being a bully, according to what the woman said, hell, you got it from somewhere. Now, Miss Marlene, to me, she just kind of buries her head in the sand like, da-dee-da-dee-da. Nice enough woman, but child, she ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer. She ain't the brightest crayon in the box. Oh, Lord, forgive me. Let me leave Miss Marlene alone. But luckily, again, I'm going to reiterate it, that your 4 kids by Melody Cherie, they have her genetics to overcome and to overpower your darkness, the lightness in her, okay? I'm just saying. All right, so in closing, it says, what does scripture say about sins of the father? So there are various Bible verses that reference the topic of sins of the father. The theme of this phrase and topic mainly relates to whether we are guilty or responsible for the sins of our families, parents, or children. While the Bible does say in Deuteronomy 24:16 that fathers shall not be put to death because of their children, nor shall children be put to death because of their fathers. There are generational consequences of our sin that affect those close to us, although we are not responsible for the sins of our fathers, meaning parents, okay, mother or father, or children. We must ensure that we are not influenced by them to sin likewise and to learn from their mistakes, okay? So we know to err is human, right? This is off topic from necessarily Martell. So now I'm speaking in general. Just like, say, if you had a parent that was an addict or alcoholic or something like that, or suffered from substance abuse, that doesn't mean that you as a child will necessarily be the same. But they say genetically you may have a proclivity or propensity toward that. You may have inherited a gene that may make you more susceptible to falling prey to substance abuse or whatever like that. But nature versus nurture. So, of course, if we're really cognizant of the fact of like, okay, this XYZ may run in my family, insert whatever that is, you can work that much harder to overcome and not fall prey or to pick up certain behavior. So it would probably behoove the individual, male or female, to do everything in their power not to fall prey to whatever it is or whatever that thing may be. And so, again, it just bothers me that Martell would just say he wasn't angry because he didn't have a father, but he was bad as hell. Why would you speak that over your son? Your son is not bad as hell. Again, I just want to recap that from what we've seen on the screen. That's the sweetest, gentlest little boy. He looks after his mom and sisters, and according to Melody and Miss Vanessa and everybody else, and even according to you. So why would you say some ish like that? No wonder you were kept away from the kids for 56 days. Child, I don't even want to go there. Well, I'll dip my toe into it because you use excessive force in some shape, form, or fashion with little Martell, little Tank, allegedly. So, child, I don't know. To me, you're jealous of your own damn kids. So what you need to do is speak life over your kids. So again, thank God for Melody and her lineage and her bloodline. And her children don't have to deal with the sins of their father or their grandfather or whatever is in Martell's bloodline. But that's why it's so important to be equally yoked when you get with someone. But sometimes we think love conquers all, or sometimes you just don't know. But generational curses can be broken. So anyway, drop down in the commentary and tell me what you think. Because I truly believe life and death is in the power of the tongue. And you want to speak life into your kids, speak life into circumstances, and just life into everything. I believe in manifestation. I believe in the law of attraction and all of that stuff. So, Martell, do better, brother.
So now that you've heard that video in its entirety, and some of you probably heard it the first time, but if this was your first time hearing it, and everything that's going on with little Maverick Knox or whomever, okay, whatever they choose to call him, it's almost like he spoke that negativity onto his son. He tried to pin it on Tank, but no. You did pass those genes down, okay, but prayerfully, those generational curses can be broken because Martell needs to sit on some damn body's couch. And if I were Ariane, let me hush. I digress.
All right, so this is Sensibility Speaks. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.